What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. You know, it's 2023, and even under some of the best circumstances, films are never safe to hit the theaters until they actually do. Take, for instance, Warner Brothers with Batgirl, a movie that they had allocated resources to, completely shot and filmed, and then just never put out for a tax break. Or something like Lucasfilm, who's announced I don't know how many Star Wars movies now that'll never even get made, let alone see the light of day. But when it comes to the strikes and what's going on right now in Hollywood, no studio, Marvel or otherwise, is immune to having delays and pushbacks, and a ton came down from Sony yesterday, including a huge part of their Spider-Man slate, including Kraven the Hunter, Venom, what's going on with Madam Web, and of course the highly anticipated Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. We're going to break down what got delayed, what is indefinitely delayed, and what the new dates are for 3 of those films. One of them in fact got moved up to an earlier release date. Unfortunately, Kraven's going to be a year later. We're breaking it all down again, the latest to the Sony release slate over the next year or two. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel, and that's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews to the occasional industry insider report and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. That will automatically enter you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway. We just announced a winner for the Secret Invasion finale. The next one will be in just a couple of months for Loki. Again, all you got to do, hit the sub button, leave a comment down below if you want, stick around to the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. So this actually broke late yesterday as reported by multiple outlets, including Variety. However, it's important to note this is coming directly from Sony Pictures Entertainment. All of these date changes are official. We'll start with the most recent, or rather the one that was up next. Kraven the Hunter was set to release on October 6th of this year, and they have now moved it almost a full year away to August 30th, 2024, and as Variety wrote, quote, "The push to next Labor Day is vital," studio insiders said, as leading man Taylor Johnson would need to engage in a worldwide press tour to open the visceral action project in just over 2 months. And obviously, guys, with the state of the industry, that's an absolute no-go. Actors aren't allowed to do any promo of any kind, and apparently Sony doesn't even want to bother trying to release Kraven if Aaron Taylor Johnson can't do any of the sort of in-person press that's become normal, not just for Marvel Studio movies, but Marvel movies in general. That being said, we've started to hear rumors Marvel Studios might have to do the exact same thing with the Marvels, because at least from my point of view, it's hard to see them releasing that film without having Brie Larson or Iman Vellani able to do any press for it. I think it'll end up moving into the May slot of next year, but we'll keep going with Sony's slate for now. Now, the next one up is actually Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, which right after the second one was released this year, we had heard from certain VFX artists that it would be a miracle if it could hit its original March 29th, 2024 release date. Well, apparently it's not going to be able to anyway. Quote, according to Variety, due to the union's work stoppage orders, the voice cast could not complete the dialogue recording in time for the spring opening, said a Sony source, and a new date is actually expected to be announced in a couple of weeks. They just haven't worked it out yet. So while we wait to see what that new date is, I think just being realistic about what we've heard about this project already, I think it's unlikely they're going to move it from early 2024 to late 2024. Rather, if they have to move it at all, which they're now coming up with a new release date, I think it's much more likely that it'll come out in 2025. Problem there being is we've also heard rumors that June or July might be the release date for Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland, and it's hard for me to believe that Sony would want to double dip on those franchises and so close together. Again, we'll have to wait and see what those release dates are, and I feel like once that domino falls for Beyond the Spider-Verse, we'll have a better idea of exactly which one of these dates is Spider-Man 4 as well. Now, Madam Web actually didn't move, or rather it did, but only 2 days earlier. So it went from February 16th, 2024 to February 14th, Valentine's Day, 2024. And that's not the only film alongside Kraven to come out next year. Actually, Venom 3 is still set to release on July 12th, 2024. And although they've announced that, and there's 3 movies coming next year, guys, the longer the delays go with the strikes, the less likely any of this is to stick, which I gotta be honest, I was totally shocked yesterday as they started throwing new dates out there. I just think there's too much up in the air. We don't know how long these strikes are going to go for, and in lieu of that, for instance, it's really cool you've got Venom on the release slate for July of next year, but if they can't resume filming because the actor strike drags into next year, then it's not coming out in 2024, and they'll just have to release new dates again. That's why I don't expect Marvel Studios studios to announce anything. I don't think they have to, and if they do, it'll be the Marvels moving into the May release date that Deadpool has now. If they make it that long and we're still in a strike in November, Deadpool will not be able to make its May release date. As it was reported, it could only suffer about a month or so of delays, and we've already almost expired that entire timeline. Now, obviously, as it pertains to Spider-Man 4, I really feel like Tom Holland's movie is actually pretty safe. Other than being maybe put off by some more time, it was still in pre-development, having the script being worked on, and they won't be able to renegotiate a contract with him till the actor's strike is up. They won't be able to finish the script until the writer's strike is up. By that point, all of Hollywood's moving again, so while it may push Spider-Man 4 a little further down the multiverse saga slate, I don't think it'll be negatively impacted the way some of these other ones are, either being finished or being mid-production and shutting down. And honestly, 2025 still feels like a totally ample amount of time, even if they don't start filming to the middle of next year. And I don't think there's anyone in the industry right now, on either side, any of us, who wants to see the strike last until the middle of next year. That being said, as I've said before, I am clearly on the side of the labor, the actors, and the writers. And when we talk about delays in Hollywood, delays to the slate, it's not to say that we're frustrated with them at all. We completely acknowledge their right to strike and see it as an obvious thing that needed to happen so that these deals can get done and they can get taken care of. That's why I've never said before at the channel, and still will not say, that I'm wishing for a quote-unquote speedy recovery, or a speedy resolution rather. I'm not. I'm hoping for a resolution that takes care of the actors and the writers in a way that they feel sufficient and safe in their profession, and when they go back to work, they can feel good about it. Unfortunately, I've said this in past videos, and it's true, when it comes to quote-unquote fair deals, philosophically it's been said in the past that it's probably a quote-unquote fair deal if both sides feel like they lost. And I absolutely do not want that for the actors and the writers. They've been getting the short end of the stick and for quite some time, and so whatever they need to do, we simply hope and encourage that the studios go back to the table, are willing to negotiate in good faith, and then take care of their laborers. It's not actually that hard, and some of you may have seen the recent headlines that amidst all of this, some of the studio heads are now looking to offer up to $180K a year to look for advanced AI prompters. Instead of listening to the actors' demands and sort of understanding and empathizing that they are scared by what AI may do to the industry, apparently in this moment when they're not tethered to the actors, some of these studio heads are flocking directly to that as a replacement and an answer, which tells me, at least for now, they may be completely tone deaf on some of the more serious issues in the negotiation. But again, all of that is only to say this may be the first in many new dates for some of these Sony and Marvel movies, and we of course will keep you updated at the channel as these dates continue to change. Rest assured, they most likely will. Guys, let me know all your thoughts down below. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. All right, we are still giving away PlayStation 5s here at the channel. The next one will actually be the Loki finale. We just gave one away days ago for the finale of Secret Invasion. We're also going to do some comic book giveaways between now and then. All the same rules will always apply. Hit the subscribe button because you need to be a subscriber, then leave a comment down below. Because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, the same way we're doing here. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. And as always, if you liked today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. Find me in a couple of places, Instagram and Twitter at I'mFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes under the name OFFSpider-Man. Thanks for checking my music out. Thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.